Hello everyone. Today is the third full day of the trip. Today I am doing the Arctic Circle Drive. I am at the, the Northern Alaska Tour Company. And it is about 9 in the morning. And as you can see, 9 in the morning in Alaska, it is dark. Sun is only up for several hours during the day, and yeah, it's dark most of the time here. But the Arctic Circle tour is going to take us all the way up to the actual Arctic Circle, at which point we get a certificate for going over the Arctic Circle. I think that's really more of a kind of a novelty thing. But along the way, we will be seeing the Yukon River, the Alaska Pipeline, and hopefully we will get a chance to see the Aurora Borealis again. I got to see it briefly last night while we were doing the Arctic fishing and everything. So hopefully get to see it tonight. They do allow cameras on this tour, so I will be filming along the way. The sun should be coming up here in probably about an hour or two, and I will really only be able to get footage during the day hours, so it will only be a little bit, but if I can get more footage, then I will. I'm so tired, you just don't even know. With the first day being living in an airport, and then I've been going nonstop ever since. I'm just exhausted. But I do know tomorrow I have a few things that I want to do, but I can actually sleep in tomorrow. Looking forward to that. So yeah, we had, last night we had a lot of snow. As you can see, there's like giant pile of snow over here. Supposed to be a lot of snow tonight as well, and then a lot of snow tomorrow night. But then Sunday is supposed to be fairly clear, but that can change at any given point in time. But yeah, so I am waiting to go on this tour and take you guys with me, and hopefully we'll get to see some pretty cool stuff. Like I said, I booked this tour with the Northern Alaska Tour Company, and the tour goes from Fairbanks, Alaska towards the Arctic Circle, and it is on the Dalton Highway. The Dalton Highway goes all the way north to Prudhoe Bay at the very top of Alaska, and that is where the oil rigs are. And Dalton Highway is fairly famous from the TV show Ice Road Truckers. And the reason they created a TV show about it is because it's one of the most dangerous roads, if not the most dangerous road in North America. The reason being is they cannot actually pave a proper road due to the permafrost. So the entire length of Dalton Highway is gravel on top of permafrost. And really the only vehicles that are on the road is the 18-wheelers that are taking goods from Fairbanks, Alaska up to Prudhoe Bay to the people that live there working on the oil rigs. Other than that, the only people that take the road are the tour buses. So while we were on the tour, our tour guide, whose name is Rob, he had a CB radio, and he would radio ahead to the 18-wheelers, letting them know where we were. Because it's a fairly narrow road, and the 18-wheelers would either have to pull over or slow down in order for us to safely pass. The road is a little bumpy because of the gravel, but it's not uncomfortable. But it can be a little bit scary at times. All along the tour, you can, in addition to look out the window at the beautiful scenery, you can watch videos that are informational about the Alaska Pipeline, the Yukon River, the highway itself and how it was done, and the wildlife in the area. Also, Rob would give more personalized info to us about his experience driving on Dalton Highway and what it's like year-round, not just in the winter. The first stop of the trip is what they call the homestead. And really, the only reason to stop here is to allow the people on the tour to use the restroom in the outhouse, which is very cold. The second stop on the tour is the Alaska Pipeline. And they actually allow you to get off the tour bus and go up to the pipeline itself. It's so quiet and peaceful, and you're surrounded by this beautiful scenery. And then once you get close to the actual pipeline, you get to see exactly how huge this thing is and how far it goes. Just to give you an idea, I have added in a picture of me next to the pipeline, just so you can see how big it actually is. This area actually has a very interesting story. If you notice, compared to the other videos where the trees have the snow on them, but the snow doesn't look quite like this, there's a reason for that. This area of the mountain actually gets hit every year by lightning and creates forest fires. And during the summer, the fires will burn down the trees, and then when winter comes, because there are no trees, the wind in this area gets really intense. And so instead of just a light amount of snow accumulating on the trees, it actually builds up and creates this almost Dr. Seuss-like wonderland that you can drive by. The next area you encounter is the Yukon River, and you will cross the Yukon River and go into the Yukon River camp. This is where we stopped for lunch. And since Rachel bought me some food the night before, I ended up eating that food for lunch. Once you make it to the Arctic Circle, you turn around and you come back the way that you came. So we ended up stopping back at the Yukon River camp for dinner. And I chose to eat dinner there. And it was really good. It was good food. The prices were inexpensive, kind of almost like fast food prices. They do have a little gift shop there where you can buy things like t-shirts or baseball caps and other various gifts. And the only other stops that we did on the way there is we did stop at a natural spring where we could refill our water bottles. And even someone in our group was mentioning the same thing I was thinking. It was the best water I've ever had in my life. It was 100% odorless and tasteless. It didn't taste like it had any kind of additives or chemicals. It was the purest water I think you could probably ever get. And if you take this tour and you do end up stopping at the natural spring, you'll definitely want to fill up your water bottle and try the Alaskan natural spring water. While you are at the Yukon River camp, you can actually walk down to the river, and no, that is not rocks in front of me, it's giant slabs of ice.
Our group has finally made it to the Arctic Circle, and so it is now time to do the official crossing over the Arctic Circle line. So here we go.
Yay! Chase the bomb!